In this video, we will go over sprout and sapling CTPs. So there are some differences in the structure of sprout and sapling CTPs compared to seed. To begin with, you will notice on day 1 and day 2, students do not do CTP. If you remember, for the seed CTPs, they do 20 minutes during day 1 and day 2. Because sprout and sapling's reading passages are longer, they don't have the time to fit in any CTP. However, their communication is more advanced, and so they're able to accomplish more on the day 3. Also, you will notice that sprout and sapling only record 2 CTPs per book. If we compare that to seed, they recorded 4 CTPs per book. Now with sprout and sapling CTPs, we'll still run into the issue where we don't want 2 teachers sharing the same CTPs. So we have adjusted the schedule. So you'll see here, there are still 4 CTP classes during a book. During the first CTP class, teacher 1 will do the planning for lessons 1 and 2. Then, during the CTP 2 class, teacher 2 will do the planning for lessons 5 and 6. During CTP 3 class, teacher 1 will record lessons 1 and 2, what they've planned up here. And finally, on CTP 4 class, teacher 2 will record lessons 5 and 6 for what they've been planning during this class. To go into a bit more detail about the different CTP classes, so during CTP class 1, like we said, they're planning lessons 1 and 2, but this is going to be with heavy guidance from you, and you will work through the CTP mostly as a class. For this CTP, it's going to be a new thinking tool that they have to apply, so they'll need help doing that. They'll also be making a new type of media artwork, so it might be like a news report, or it could be a home shopping show, or they might make a drawing board and give a presentation. So since it is all new to them, they'll need more of your help to know how to do it. However, during CTP Class 2, when they are doing the planning for Lesson 5 and 6 CTP, this will be the same thinking tool and the same form of media artwork as Lesson 1 and 2. So for example, if they did mind map thinking tool in Lesson 1 and 2, they will also do mind map thinking tool in Lesson 5 and 6. If, for example, they were making a drawing board and preparing a presentation in Lesson 1 and 2, they will also be doing that in Lesson 5 and 6. So because they get to practice it again, we would like as much as possible for students to do it with less guidance from you and completed mostly in groups. However, not every class will be able to do it with minimal guidance from you. So it's very possible that you will need to help them step by step until they become more confident and able in CTPs. Then during class 3, you would record lessons 1 and 2. And again, if you have a smaller class, you'll probably have additional time. So feel free to add in scenes before or after the scenes that the students have written. You can do that for both CTP class 3 and CTP class 4. And so now we're here on GATE, and we are looking at Sprout CTP. So if you look here, you have the CTPs for lesson 1 and 2, CTP for lesson 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8. So if you are teacher 1 and it is CTP 1, you would need to do the CTP here. The following CTP class would be for teacher 2, and you begin brainstorming for lesson 5 and 6. Remember that for 3 and 4 and 7 and 8, these are just recording days, so there really is nothing to do here but start recording. Now to just briefly take a look at the differences and similarities in the 2 CTP planning days, looking at lessons 1 and 2 first. So you'll remember that for lessons 1 and 2, this is heavily led by you, the teacher, and the students following along with you. A few things to point out is that during this CTP, students are going to make a news report news report. And the thinking tool for this lesson is a mind map. So the reason I point that out is in the following CTP lesson 5 and 6, you'll notice that those are both the same. This is all led by you, and the class follows along. And then passing a few parts, but finally looking at the script here, you'll see that the majority of the script is provided to students, and they simply need to fill in these blanks. Again, you can, if you have time or your class is more advanced, you can always feel free to have them add in extra scenes. Now taking a look at the planning for lessons 5 and 6. So if we look at this CTP, you will notice again that they are making a news report. And if we take a look at the brainstorming page, again, they are still doing the form of a mind map. So if they forgot this thinking tool or how to do it, you can always pull this up here and then remind students of what the thinking tool is and how to do it. Generally, during lessons 5 and 6, students will be asked to draw out their idea and then write a description here. I always recommend that you assign students in a group different parts. So maybe 2 students are drawing this. 1 student is describing what the dream object is, and then another student will say why they like it. And then finally, looking at the script, you'll notice here that nothing is written, no information is given to them. This definitely will be a challenge for students, and you might need to put up a base script for them until they become better at this. And again, if your class is small or much more capable, then please encourage them or plan for them to create scenes before or after. And really, you can take it in any direction that you would like. You could also use your creativity.